Yo, welcome back, YouTube. We got another reaction today. Yuji versus Denji. I'm not gonna lie, I find this to be a good fight, and I'm like, I need something to react to. This what we reacted to. Now, there's one thing I know someone in the comment section gonna be like, "Why is your bed never made up?" No, the fact is, every time I want to record something, I'm always doing laundry. That's how I keep myself busy while I'm doing laundry. So my bed is always made up. It's just I'm always doing laundry because I got a dog now and he stinks. He be in the bed. You gotta stay clean. Be clean. Don't be one of these raggedy people out here smelling like dog and cats and stuff. Clean your sheets. That being said, we're gonna get into the video and tell me who y'all think who might win or who's gonna win. And give me reasons why. Me personally, I think Yuji. I read a little bit of the Chainsaw Man manga. I think it's safe to say majority of us read JJK manga. So I want to say Yuji got it, but we're fit to see though. Let's get into it.
Prayers.
Hey, one thing about Yuji, he's
Yuji versus Denji.
The Vessel of Sukuna versus the Chainsaw Man.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. If Yuji Itadori was one thing, he was strong. As his grandfather lay...
I'm letting you know right now, if there's any spoilers to any of these animes, skip it. If you don't know what's going on, skip it. I'm letting you know right now, just go ahead and skip it right now.
Dying, he made Yuji promise to help others and not to die alone.
A promise Yuji would keep by joining Jujutsu High, a school for up-and-coming sorcerers training to rid the world of curses.
Essentially monsters manifested by humanity's fears, hatreds, and anxieties.
Just one problem for Yuji. Unlike everybody else, he didn't have a magical curse technique. Right. Oh no, he had something way worse.
After consuming a cursed finger, like a literal finger, Yuji became possessed by its original owner, the king of curses, Ryomen Sukuna, the most powerful sorcerer in history.
And Yuji's willpower was the only thing holding Sukuna back from controlling his body, killing everything in sight, and taking over the world.
So Yuji got to know his surly...
But I'm not gonna lie though, Yuji though, that nigga's a dog. Like, he's a dog. Like, Yuji is a dog, fam. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if you're one of those people that don't watch anime who don't know JJK, if you don't know JJK, you're living on a rock. But Yuji is a dog. And I don't get me wrong, I like Denji to a certain extent, but he's not Yuji though. Like, I don't know, bro.
And perhaps one day he would show him a kinder, gentler path.
A classic shonen hero's journey if I've ever heard one. Yuji would track down and nosh on the rest of Sukuna's cursed fingers before they caused any more trouble.
Fulfilling his late grandfather's wish to use his strength in service of others, surrounded by friends.
Helps that he's getting a first-rate education from the strongest sorcerer alive today, Gojo.
Gojo would teach Yuji to harness and manipulate the absolutely absurd amount of cursed energy he inherited from Sukuna.
Cursed energy is basically like evil ki, and Yuji can use it to see invisible curses and enhance his already superhuman strength and martial arts skills he learned from his gramps, making him a monster in close quarters combat.
Yuji knows Taido, a Japanese martial art derived from Okinawan karate. It focuses on agility and flexibility with the inclusion of spins, twists, tumbles, drops, rolls, and fleet footwork,
which he combines with jujutsu techniques like Divergent Fist. Yuji strikes an enemy so fast that his cursed energy takes a second to catch up, hitting his opponent twice and messing up their rhythm.
By perfecting that timing and applying cursed energy within 1 microsecond of a hit, Yuji can achieve the Black Flash, increasing the power of his hit by a factor of 2.5. A feat that would require reaction speeds nearly 1,000 times faster than sound.
It's basically impossible to do at will. You're so in the zone when you pull it off that it fully restores your cursed energy and boosts your output to 120%.
Yuji's Black Flashes are so strong in particular, the author himself stated that 5 in a row would have been enough to instantly kill the special grade curse, Jogo.
Who did this? and this, and this.
How many has you?
Well, you're telling me if Yuji hit Jogo 5 times with a black flash, he would kill. Like, I'm not gonna lie, people think that Jogo was a weak character, and like he wasn't weak. It's just his. It was just his gauntlet runs that he faced. He wasn't going against weak. Like, remind you, this nigga fought two of the strongest niggas in the verse. He fought Gojo and Sukuna. Like, and then cause it's funny that Sukuna and Gojo, they're like up here, right? Everybody else is like down here, and then you can bring everybody else like in a different, like, for example, you got Sukuna and Gojo up here. You can put Geto and Yuta like right here. You see how that be like the gap between those four is crazy, and then everybody else is down here. So it's like, fuck. Like, even the special grade curse is not even close to like Yuta and like Geto, you know? So it's like, fuck. Or Toji. So it's like, I'm not gonna lie, his run was crazy. That nigga had a crazy run.
Yuji ever done in a row, you ask? 7.
And that's not even the nastiest thing about Yuji's punches.
Because another soul resides in his body, Yuji learned how to target the soul itself, doing damage to opponents who could normally regenerate from his hits.
Yeah, this pink-haired brat was a Jujutsu prodigy, perfect for Gojo's dream. You see, it's lonely at the top, and Gojo wanted to train a crop of pupils powerful enough to share the burden of reforming Jujutsu society.
Until one fateful battle when Gojo was sealed away and Sukuna took over Yuji's body. Then proceeded to, well, commit that whole mass murder thing he was always going on about.
Yeah, turns out Sukuna is evil. Like, really, totally, completely, irredeemably evil.
And it also turns out that every twist and turn in Yuji's life was orchestrated by the body-hopping sorcerer Kenjaku.
What's crazy is, as soon as this dude Gojo gets sealed away, the whole society of Japan turn upside down. Like, that shit went like Gojo, oh my god, like the Gojo's like glaze is crazy, but it's like understandable because it says this nigga gets sealed. He was like literally the last pillar. He was the last person just holding up the society by himself, effortlessly. By the way, it says this nigga gets sealed. His raps. Everything went downhill.
In order to resurrect Sukuna and bring about the curse apocalypse.
In Yuji's eyes, something he was completely responsible for. And so, having failed his grandfather, Yuji's outlook shifted.
No longer would he fight to protect others, but to kill curses.
And after Sukuna hopped bodies into Yuji's best pal Megumi...
Spoiler warning. I will cut this part out. I will cut this part out. Y'all not gonna see this. You're not gonna see that. I'm just gonna pay a timestamp when to go for it.
The King of Curses became numero uno on Yuji's shit list.
Yuji's defeated powerful disaster curses like Hanami and Mahito, survived being slammed so hard he cratered the earth, and is comparable to sorcerers like Maki, who tanked getting rammed through entire mountain ranges.
Yuji also learned how to use super advanced abilities, like reverse curse technique, to heal himself from crazy damage. Like getting his torso shredded into chili. Ugh.
And in some other sorcerers' cases, regrowing lost limbs.
Though it takes a lot of energy to regenerate blood, so after going on a cursed object feeding frenzy, he learned how to manipulate his own blood to speed up his healing, or fire it like a blood beam. A poisonous blood beam.
All of that combined made Yuji
Unwritten university rules. First off, don't date your roommate. Venmo immediately. Buy toilet paper.
just tough enough to finally take on the King of Curses, although greatly weakened after his victory against Gojo.
Rip. Literally.
Sukuna was still the de facto strongest being alive, but after hitting him with a Black Flash, Yuji actually copied Sukuna's main ability.
Gojo's plan all along.
This was Shrine. With it, Yuji can slice apart any surface he touches, an enemy's flesh, the ground beneath him, even the boundary between two souls in one body. Enough hits can even cause those two souls to separate.
Like a souped-up version of his normal punches.
Even better, Yuji finally gained access to the most powerful weapon in any sorcerer's arsenal, a domain expansion.
Basically, a pocket dimension created by the sorcerer where their ability will hit no matter what. No contact needed. If you're trapped in Yuji's domain, you're getting sliced to ribbons.
With all his power and training and righteous fury, Yuji severed Sukuna's soul from Megumi's body, freeing his friend from the demon's clutches. But not before offering Sukuna one last chance at redemption.
Which he rejected before dying because, well, evil. Leaving Yuji to grow into one of the most fearsome sorcerers in history.
Turns out the cursed objects that Yuji consumed made him part curse and slowed his aging to a crawl, giving him decades of training and battle experience.
He's mastered blood manipulation, can pull off Black Flashes at will, and shredded entire cities apart with Shrine. Just like Gojo and Sukuna before him, he became the strongest.
But what actually makes someone truly strong? For Sukuna, it was the power to stand alone atop all others. But to Yuji, it was the opposite.
The only reason he had survived as long as he had was because of the mercy and sacrifice of his friends.
So Yuji brought together friends and allies, new and old, to create a world eventually free from curses entirely, fulfilling not just Gojo's wish, but his grandfather's as well.
Because if Yuji Itadori was one thing, he was strong. Wiz, if there are two truths in this world, two universal constants, it's these. Life sucks and then you die.
Especially for the young boy, Denji,
who was so poor and unlucky, he doesn't even know his last name.
With an alcoholic father forever indebted to the Yakuza, and a diet consisting of whatever garbage he could get his hands on, all Denji had in this world was his dog, Pochita.
Who happened to have a chainsaw sticking out of his face. Really putting the tear in Terrier.
Pochita wasn't an actual dog, obviously. He was a devil. Monstrous superpowered beings literally from hell that are created by and represent humanity's worst fears. In Pochita's case, literally the personification of chainsaws.
Oh, he's so cute. Who would be afraid of chainsaws? They're the most versatile tool in the world. Perfect for chopping trees, opening cans, massacring your foes.
Apparently, Pochita had no problem with that last part as he and Denji hunted down and killed his devil brethren.
It's a tough job, but when selling your testicles won't pay off your dad's debts, it'll do.
That is, until Denji was cornered and forced to learn about those two universal constants. Life sucks, and then you die.
But sometimes, if you're really unlucky, there's a third option.
Born from his and Pochita's contract, a literal deal with the devil, Pochita would become one with Denji's body in exchange for Denji to live a happy life.
And so the two fused into
Pochita
a half-human, half-devil hybrid, the Chainsaw Man, aka a one-man, blood-soaked devil-slaying machine. The perfect candidate for the public safety devil hunters, led by this piece of work. With nothing controlling him but his raging teenage hormones, Denji would battle all of devil kind in the hopes of one day getting laid.
And he was a natural at killing, not getting laid. As the Chainsaw Man, Denji can slice through just about anything and generate new chainsaws from any surface of his body.
Or swing him around on massively long chains. Oh man, that's so cool.
It helps that Denji is incredibly powerful, capable of lifting and throwing cars, surviving being blasted through several buildings, and moving way faster than the eye can see.
And if he happens to get torn apart by some ornery devil, no biggie, because he can regenerate from just about anything.
Denji has survived being sliced to pieces, having his head torn off, being dipped in demonic stomach acid for hours, and even getting his heart ripped out.
Haven't we all? Chainsaw Man didn't regenerate his heart. Oh no, his heart regenerated a Chainsaw Man.
Even separating Denji and Pochita won't stop them. When Denji was stuck in this alternate dimension, he and Pochita still possessed a metaphysical connection.
With their stomachs.
While his healing factor can be overtaxed, all he needs to do is drink some blood and he's back to full health.
And considering that chainsawing devils apart is basically an infinite blood exploit, he almost never runs out, only limited by the violence-induced psychotic frenzy he enters in combat.
Well, he's not actually crazy. Denji might be, okay, definitely is an under-socialized moron led by his dick, but he's surprisingly clever in combat.
Almost always thinking outside the box and coming up with so dumb they're brilliant strategies to take on devils that should be too strong for him.
In short, Denji was the perfect soldier and was rewarded for his efforts with something that began to resemble a happy life. Aki, the stern older brother, Power, the bratty younger sister, and Makima, his boss and the girl of his dreams.
All Denji had to do to finally score with that dead-eyed redhead was to kill the most fearsome devils in existence, like the Typhoon Devil who created a massive hurricane, or the Bomb Devil who could blow up most of a city, or the Gun Devil who could travel around the world and kill over 1 million people in about 5 minutes.
But, plot twist, he had to kill Makima too, because she was secretly the Control Devil, one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Everything she told Denji was a lie. The happy life he created, the family he made, all of it was designed to be torn down.
All with one goal, to force Denji to break his contract with Pochita and become her servant. Order 66ing every devil she didn't like. But when Denji did break, Pochita took over.
Now, Pochi might look cute and cuddly, but the Chainsaw Devil is one of the strongest and scariest dudes in the universe, capable of tearing through hordes of devil hybrids like nothing.
More than enough to give Denji his opening to beat Makima by cutting her up into sashimi and eating her whole. A very similar solution to the Chainsaw Devil's most powerful ability.
Anything Pochita eats gets deleted from existence. Yeah, like it never happened in the first place. World War II? Gone. AIDS? Nada. Nuclear frickin' bombs? A light tasty afternoon snack, thank you very much. Forgive me, chainsaws. I knew not your power.
He also ate the Death Devil. Yes, Denji ate death, which means no one on Earth could die.
Oh, you think that's messed up? Let's talk about his next romance, Asa.
A sweet, shy, awkward girl,
bro,
perhaps Denji's one true love, except for the fact that she shares a body with Makima's sister, Yoru, the War Devil.
Who herself is in love with the greatest warmonger of them all, the United States of America!
And Yoru was determined to use her love of the USA to drown the world in a ceaseless hurricane of blood.
Denji, buddy, you ever considered maybe switching to guys or something? Because every single woman you meet has tried to kill you.
It was in Denji's climactic battle with the War Devil that his and Pochita's bond finally matured, giving Denji full control of the Chainsaw Devil's power. A kind of Denji Man, I guess.
Which he used to kick the War Devil's ass. And she was no joke, strong enough to shoot Pochita from across the globe with a near light-speed 2-ton bullet from the goddamn Statue of Liberty. Better yet, Yoru was so powerful, she turned Oregon into a sword. Yes, the state of Oregon. Crumple the entire landmass into a blade, fly it over to Japan, and swing it at Denji. And he matched its power.
She also threw the American flag at him. The one on the moon. You know, the moon in space. In seconds. And he dodged it.
With the whole world literally falling apart, Pochita realized that becoming Chainsaw Man made Denji's dream for a normal life impossible.
Something Denji was always too stubborn and selfish to realize until it was too late.
So Pochita did what any good dog would do. Eat himself and erase the Chainsaw Devil from existence, creating a new world without him and leaving Denji just Denji.
But maybe all this time, Denji was enough. Being Chainsaw Man could not save his loved ones, but being Denji could.
Because, sure, life sucks and then, yeah, you'll die. But while you're stuck in between, chasing your dreams with your buds can help make life worth living. All right.
Damn, that burger.
Oh, man. Oh, no. You're fine. You're fine. This wasn't my fault.
I've never felt such weird cursed energy like his before.
Say your prayers.
You're a chainsaw curse?
Oh no! I'm the hero to all! Kicker of asses, magnet to chicks, half man, half devil, chainsaw man! Let's finish this! Chainsaw instant death technique! Batter up, pink-haired punk-ass bitch!
Wait for it. I realized you had 2 cursed energy sources in one body, so I separated them. Speaking of...
Yeah, that mode.
Crap!
Domain expansion.
You messed up, baby! Pojidan are our brothers! You'll never keep us apart! Domain expansion. Finally got you to stop moving! See? We can be smart too, huh?
Punk ass bitch.
Black Flash! Shrine!
Human and a curse. Brothers. You don't see that every day.
All right, Pochita. I wonder if that burger place is still open.
KO! If Yuji Itadori was one thing, he was strong. Just not strong enough today.
Let's break this down into 4 chapters. Their speed, skill, abilities, and power.
First off, who was faster?
Yuji's greatest speed feat is the Black Flash. In order to apply cursed energy within 1 microsecond of a strike, Yuji would have to move and react at over 900 times the speed of sound.
Insanely fast. But remember that time Denji dodged that flag that Yoru summoned from the moon?
I was gonna say, like the speed feats, and when they were talking about, oh, like she summoned, a sword from the United States, he dodged a shot from the Statue of Liberty. I'm like, bro, that's kind of fast. Like, and they say that bitch was fast as fuck. So it's like, so yeah. So I was like, yeah. After that, I was like, yeah, Denji might got off of that, just off of that speed feat alone.
You know, the one that's over 200,000 miles away?
Considering Denji's position from start to impact, all while in the midst of a fast-paced battle, this must have happened in a matter of seconds.
We'll lowball it and say 10, though it'd probably have to be faster to use against Denji in a fight.
This means the flag must have been moving over 12% the speed of light.
Over 100 times faster than the Black Flash.
Now, Yuji has gotten significantly stronger since his adolescence, but we know for a fact that in Jujutsu Kaisen, addition, relativistic speeds are something humanity has explicitly not yet achieved.
So it's pretty clear that Denji takes speed.
However, Yuji has made a career out of going up against enemies far out of his league by relying on his skill.
And what a career it's been! He defeated the King of Curses all before he was even an adult, and he continued to train and master his Jujutsu techniques for decades.
Whereas Denji, while certainly a clever, unorthodox fighter, would often get by due to his sheer stubbornness and durability more than anything else.
With Yuji's greater experience and martial arts combined, he was definitely the more skilled fighter.
What wasn't as clear-cut was who had the better abilities.
Specifically, how well they can cut each other and how well they can heal from being cut. So I guess it's their cut ability.
Both could survive pretty insane wounds, though Denji's devil healing factor was superior.
The most Yuji has ever healed were some big slashes against his stomach.
And while other similarly powerful sorcerers like Gojo could regenerate lost limbs, Denji could regenerate almost all of his body from a single cord pull. That being said, Yuji's soul targeting attacks have done lasting damage against those with superior healing like Mahito.
Not just that, but literally splitting two souls apart. That's how he beat Sukuna, and he could potentially do the same thing to break apart Denji and Pochita.
However, it's not so simple. Sukuna was already severely weakened at the time, and it took Yuji several hits to separate him and Megumi.
And on top of that, even if Denji and Pochita were split up, we know they keep a metaphysical connection when apart. In fact, they were split up when they were fighting Makaba, and they had no problem rejoining. No reason they couldn't do it again here.
However, Denji's healing factor isn't unlimited. He'll need blood to heal eventually, and the range and speed of Yuji's slashes would force Denji to tank them to get up close.
Even if he could, Yuji's healing factor wouldn't last nearly as long against Denji's chainsaws. But then Yuji could back off, Denji chase him, and so on.
Like an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object, neither had a clear edge in cut ability.
So what it ultimately came down to was power. Who could do the most damage and wear the other guy down first?
Yuji slicing apart an entire city is one of the most impressive feats in all of Jujutsu Kaisen. By measuring the clouds of dust created in his attack's wake, we can estimate he launched over 5.5 million tons of debris into the air. That kind of force is equivalent to over 3 megatons of TNT, comparable to a hydrogen bomb.
But unfortunately for Yuji, while he could cut apart a city, Denji was Oregon level.
The state of Oregon is the 9th largest in the Union by total area, nearly 100,000 square miles. By estimating its volume, Yoru compressed a mass weighing over 750 trillion tons. One swing from that sword would hit with an energy of over 30,000 megatons of TNT.
Which is like 10,000 hydrogen bombs. And not only did Denji survive a swing, he straight up overpowered it. That's insanely strong, but not inconsistent. Like the time Yoru fired that globe-spanning near-light-speed bullet from the Statue of Liberty.
Sure, Yuji's citywide dismantle was done casually, but so was Yoru crumpling Oregon. Yuji's dismantles would need to be 1,000,000% stronger to do significant damage to Denji.
Especially with Denji's OP healing factor too.
Denji takes the final edge in power. All Denji needed was one good hit to finish the fight, and with his far greater speed, it was only a matter of time.
What can I say, Yuji? Denji's just got that dog in him.
The winner is Denji.
That's a crazy word. But with that being said, I hope y'all did enjoy this video. I liked it, even though I was rooting for my nigga. Oh my god, I was rooting for Yuji. I wanted Yuji to win. But after they said the whole feat with the Statue of Liberty, the spear from the moon, he dodged it, and yeah, I was like, yeah, bro. It was wraps from there. And then I'm not going to. It's been a while since I did read the Chainsaw Man manga, so it was like, damn, he is kind of immortal because he could always come back type shit. And his regeneration is so much better than Yuji's, because Yuji don't even regenerate like that in JJK. So, and it takes a lot of curse energy for that shit. But my one thing though, I hate that they brought up the sequel. No, is it? No. Yeah, the sequel of JJK, and they put that feat in there, like his feats in there, because I was like, bet if it's the adult Yuji, he might have a better chance than the Yuji that they used. But I think the reason that they didn't do that is because he's not animated and they used like the third season Yuji, which is understandable. With that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this reaction, this video. If y'all like it, like the video. And yeah, see y'all in the next one.